I'm not going to tell you guys about where this park is. This is my secret park. So I can't even lie. I'm not going to tell you guys where it is because it's my little secret haven. All right, welcome to my secret park. So I want to get in really deep with you guys, and you guys know when I'm driving in the car, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I just like to randomly pop on the video because I'll either get like a revelation, I'll get a thought, I'll get a download, I'll get inspired, whatever you want to call it. I get that, and I really hope you guys can hear me despite the wind, so just kind of bear with me if it's really windy. So I wanted to talk to you guys about really diving deep into understanding what actually is your God. So like there's things that are holding us back from our goals, our dreams, our manifestations, and we don't realize that it's actually because there's things that we've created to be our God. It's not going to be too woo-woo. Don't worry, just bear with me. This is going to really activate you. I promise this is going to really activate you and bring you to another level when it comes to your health, your fitness, your wealth, wanting to start a business, wanting to make more money this year, wanting to get healthier than you ever have. You're going to want to listen to this. So there's times that I talk to people and they're like, Ciana, how do you have so much motivation? Or how are you able to have, a great body at your age or whatever? And I tell them what I do and they're like, okay, well, I can't do that. And when I'm really just listening to what they're saying, what they're really saying is, and they don't realize it, is that there's certain things that have become their God. So hot Cheetos, Oreos, soda, wanting to sleep in, those things have become your God. Like those things have dominion over you. So let's just make it really simple. Let's break it down really simple and then we'll get deep as we go along. So if one of the things that I tell you, if you're wondering how I, stay healthy, stay well, have energy, all those things, and I'm like, well, number one, I don't eat junk food. I try to stay away from as much junk food as I can. It doesn't mean I don't live my life sometimes here and there with, eating for pleasure sometimes, but for most of the time, I don't sit there and snack. I don't sit there and eat bonbons. I don't eat Oreos. I don't eat, Chex Mix and Mix and fish tails and Chester the Cheetos, and I don't eat none of that stuff. And so when I tell people that, and that's a very simple, thing that you can cut down on and cut back on, and they're like, oh, well, I just can't do that. Automatically, you are limiting yourself from getting to your next level with your body. Let's just say, for example, let's just use the body in this whole example. So what I'm actually hearing is that Cheetos and Oreos and Cheez-Its are your God, because they have power over you, right? So like usually when something's a God or something is a parent over you or something is an authority over you, it's like it determines what you can and can't do. So you don't even realize that you're actually giving something authority that is actually holding you back. But you're like, oh, well, no, I just like those things. Well, no, do you understand that if you eat fake food, it is going to keep you away from the body of your dreams? Okay, well, yeah, that's true. Like, I know I can't have a lot of carbs. I know I can't have a lot of sugar, but I still need them in the cupboard. So it's like, it's almost like the programming is so deep. You're so conditioned to have snacks in the cupboard because that's how we grew up seeing cartoons. That's how we grew up because grandma always had snacks in there. So that way, we would get off her back. She would, go eat some snacks. So that way she can just go relax for a second. Like, it's conditioning. So as we've grown up into adults, it's just weird to not have snacks in the cupboard. So that's a very minor thing, but there is women that I have counseled and coached that have literally basically told me that snacks, sodas, alcohol, wanting to stay up super late, not wanting to work out, not wanting to get good sleep, not wanting to drink water, that is their God. Like those things have dominion over them. So another thing with getting to your next level with health, fitness, mindfulness, with really anything is, but in regard to wellness and health in your body, is stating that, well, this is what I hear a lot. Well, I eat healthy and I work out, but I'm not seeing any results. So there's something that you're not doing. So I think that's what we have to realize. Like, let's just start from the beginning. Like, let's just start there. If you are eating healthy and working out and you're not getting results, there's something that you're doing that you think that you're doing correctly that's not getting you, inching you closer. So when I've actually broke it down with people, what I've actually found, and I've actually discovered this for myself at one point, what you're doing right now is enough to maintain where you're at. So you could be eating healthy, right? You could be eating breast, chicken breast, broccoli, and rice. Chicken breast, broccoli, and rice. And like some kind of variation of that. And then you're working out 3 times a week, right? So you're like, I'm working out and eating healthy, so why am I not losing weight? Well, that level of working out 3 times a week for 30 minutes and what you're eating, that's maintaining you at 170 pounds or 180 pounds or 200 pounds, which is fine as long as you're healthy and your hormones are good. But if you want to get to the next level, you're going to have to do something uncomfortable. You're going to have to do something uncomfortable. And so when I have actually started to activate that in people and they're like, but I don't get it, like I'm already doing, and it's like, if you want to make a change, if you actually want to shift, you are going to have to do something that is outside of what you're already doing to get a different result. So again, if there's any questions or anyone that wants to add anything, anyone that has any questions about health, fitness, mindfulness, I'm happy to answer any questions. So let's dive a little deeper. There's human beings that I don't want to like narrow it. That's why I'm just saying human beings, because I don't want to narrow it down too much to where the person knows who I'm talking about. But there's human beings that I've discussed this with where they will know what to do and then go right to the kitchen and do the opposite thing. Again, for anyone else who's hopping on right now, definitely make sure to like the video and also make sure to ask a question or add anything that you might want to add to this live. I'm happy to answer any questions about health, fitness, mindfulness, or just in general. Also, in regard to health, fitness, and mindfulness, I do have a How to Lose Belly Fat ebook guide that I'm going to actually put into the chat. I'm also going to have it linked in the description for anyone watching this on the replay. People think it's so difficult to like get health and wellness and with ease, but like my book, it does that. So invest in yourself. Don't have 2 days worth of coffee and download my ebook, and you will massively be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe first of all, it takes only an hour and a half to read through it, and you can skim through it, and it's like all these bells and whistles and revelations go off just by tapping in with it. So that's that's a quick side note. I really want you to invest in yourself, and I want you to take the time to, instead of contemplating on like, should I, get more information? Should I not just keep looking for free information? That's great. But you're talking to somebody that's actually gone through it for 20 years, gone through the ups and downs and just like the struggle of like trying to figure out what works best for me. And I have uncovered and unlocked what works. So you're definitely going to want to tap in with my ebook guide. So that way you just collapse time, because I already did a lot of the hard work for you. So, and I give out a lot of free information too on my videos. So if you want to, really dive deeper into the journey of how to lose weight, how to get mentally on point, with certain areas of your life, with God, with meditation, tap in with me with my other videos. So I just pinned it right now. So definitely make sure to look at that. Am I able to pin this? Okay, yeah. So I'm just perfect. So that's pinned. Also, if anybody feels called to want to donate, and it all pours back into my channel, so I appreciate it. A lot of you guys have asked, how can I just, do a tip? Or because a lot of you guys know that I don't have super chats just yet. So as soon as I get enough watch hours, I will. but I really definitely appreciate every single person that has sent in donations and supported in that way. So I do have all of that down in the description. I do have PayPal, Cash App. I appreciate and love you guys for it. It all pours back into the channel. So let's dive deeper. When I say something has become your God, let's really, really dissect that. So if you as a human being know, you are aware, you are knowledgeable that something is not right for you, but then you still do it anyway, that thing is your God. So if you know that drinking tons and tons of alcohol is not going to bring you to unlocking your wealth, unlocking your health, unlocking your spirituality, unlocking bettering your family relationships, if you know it, right? But then you do it anyway, that thing is your God. So in order to unravel, unentangle yourself from things like sugar, junk food, eating fake, overly saturated, overly starchy foods every single day by watching unhealthy gossip, celebrity hot news, the negative news, just like it on CNN or whatever. If you want to, excuse me, untangle yourself from those things, this is what you have to do. For the first 3 days of what I'm about to tell you, it's going to feel hard. But number one, you just have to tell yourself that it's not hard, okay? It's not hard. You're just feeling the withdrawal of that very thing. So it's not actually hard. Like this, like I'm sitting at this, like, you know, like a bench or whatever, this table. This is hard, right? Like this is actually hard. Going on a fast for 3 days from celebrity gossip, or a fast for 3 days of alcohol, or a fast for 3 days of mindless television, or a fast for 3 days of, you know, whatever it is, it's not hard. Your soul, your mind is entangled with that thing. It has figured out how to have dominion over you in that one particular area. So you have to starve it out. It's just like when you're a parent, and I'm not a parent yet. I definitely can't wait to have my own children, but I'm heavily involved in the journey of watching my brother be a parent and watching my sister be a parent. And you know that there's certain things that like a child shouldn't have, right? Like, okay, playtime is over, right? Or, you know, that's too many popsicles. That's, you know, wait till tomorrow. Like, you know, as the parent, right? As the one that's you know, as the one that is more knowledgeable for what's best for that child, you know that you know what's best. So you will take that thing away. You will remove it from that child's environment for those next few hours, or for that day until the next day comes. So you have to do that with yourself. You have to, the part of you that is in touch enough or intuitive enough to know that something is controlling you, you look at the other side that's still like, well, no, I still need the junk. I still need the pasta. I still need the pizza every day. I still need to sleep in, even though I know I should get up and work out. That very thing, okay, you just have to take dominion over it and say, well, so the first 3 days are the most difficult. Here's my mom. You can sit right here. We're out on a walk. I'm actually encouraging my mom to, this is my beautiful mother. So, this is the thing. I've been on a journey with helping my mom lose weight. How much weight have you lost in the last 3 years, 4 years?
About 40, 45 pounds.
About 40, 45 pounds. And we're on another journey to this year lose 20 pounds. And so that's why we're out. You can come in the camera if you want.
No, I just sit right here.
You look good.
Just kind of catch my breath.
So speaking of, you know, and I'll just use my mom's example. I think she'll be okay with this. I can explain this better. So my mom, every single night, she had to just have ice cream. Like, it was just, she would be like, Ciana, it is what it is. Like, I'm having my ice cream at night. And that was technically one of her gods, right? Because it was had control over her. Like, it wasn't, she knew that it wasn't the best thing for her. She knew that she shouldn't be eating it that late at night. She knew it was not getting her closer to her goals, but she was doing it anyway. So that's technically her God, right? So we all have hundreds of versions of those, not to put my mom on the spot, but I've used that example before. So what would you say you did to, like, what brought you out of finally not having the ice cream every single night? What was it?
Not feeling well.
Okay.
Not feeling well. Heart kind of beating fast a little bit. Not, not normal
Mm-hmm.
on a consistent basis.
Mm-hmm.
So
You became more in touch.
yes. I
And then,
started paying more attention to how food makes me feel.
mm-hmm.
And
So what made you, even though it made you feel bad, you know how, like, there might be nights where, like, it made you feel bad, but then you still ate it anyway? What made you finally say, you know what, this night I'm not going to do that? Because, like, I've ate it before, it feels good going down, but it doesn't really feel good the next day. But then I still did it. But then what was that shift into, like, okay, this day I know it's going to make me feel bad and I'm not going to do it? Like, what was it?
just when you make that kind of, compromise and you say, I'm just going to have it tonight. And I know it's not good for me, but I have to have it. But you don't really think about the consequences after.
Mm-hmm.
And the consequences keep coming. And you know that you don't want to feel worse
Mm-hmm.
than you were feeling.
What the hell? Oh.
Oh, that's
I was like, is there a swarm of bees
no,
coming?
that's
It's a drone. It's a
someone's,
drone.
A drone, yeah.
But no, I mean, that's a great point. It's like you know it, and then the consequences keep coming, and it gets to a point where you're like, it's literally gonna end up being life or death, because what do those things end up adding to? You know,
Yeah.
high blood pressure, diabetes, heart attacks.
Yeah, you can get plaque on the heart, and all kinds of little strange, side effects and everything. So, and I'm very sensitive about how I feel after I eat something.
Mm-hmm.
And I know over time, I know I have to stop it because I know it'll get worse.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens every time. Every
Mm-hmm.
time when I just kind of compromise and say, oh, just this one time. Nope, I feel worse than before.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then one time I had to go into the ER because my chest was hurting me so bad. So,
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, guys. It's like, my mom nailed it on the head. I mean, she just was in touch with her body. So she realized, like, okay, I know that there's this one area of my mind that is saying, no, just it's fine, just keep having it. But then the intuitive side of being locked into her body, actually being able to feel into her body, she took dominion back, right? So the ice cream just no longer in that moment. That the second she decided, I know this is going to taste so amazing for the next 7 minutes, and then I'm immediately going to feel indigestion. I'm immediately going to feel crazy. I'm immediately getting myself closer to a diabetic journey. Thank God she's nowhere near close to that. But she was able to take dominion back. So that's what I mean by, it seems like kind of excessive that I would be calling something like that your God, but it is. Like, there are a lot of times where people are like, well, I have to have my beer every night. Like, I have to have my pork rinds. Like, I have to have my wine every single night. I have to have, whatever it is. And it's like, well, no, you don't have to have it. It has control over you, and you don't realize that that's what you're actually saying. So I had the same issue. You guys know I talk about this all the time. I've talked your guys' ears off about my journey with sugar. I was obsessed with donuts, obsessed with sugar. And one day I just was like, I know this is leading me down a really bad path in the next 20 years when I'm in my 50s. If I continue on this path, I will be a diabetic. And so I just was like, is it worth it? And so the first 2, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, it feels difficult, but it's not hard. Like, what I was saying, like how this table is hard, but it's not hard. It's, the entanglement is difficult to untangle, but it's not hard. Like, don't tell yourself it's hard, because once you're telling yourself it's hard, not only are you already trying to break yourself away from the addiction of whatever that thing is, whatever that vice is, but then you're already telling yourself it's hard. So then you're already starting behind the starting point by telling yourself it's hard, right? So it's like when we're going to encourage like a little kid to like run a race, we don't say, okay, it's going to be really hard, but like just do it. Like you're just go for it. No, we're going to encourage the kid. We're going to say, you got this, you have what it takes. This is going to be a piece of cake. I know you have it in you. I know you have the strength. So that's why, like, we do that with little kids, but like, why aren't we doing that? We're so harsh on ourselves with saying that something is like super hard or super difficult. So that's what I mean by in this video, that there are things in your life, vices, addictions, hobbies, things that seem small that are have actually become your God. So again, if there's any questions, or if there's any anything that anyone wants to add, or anyone wants to comment on, also if you haven't liked the video, make sure to like the video. Also make sure to subscribe as well. You know, I'm going hard this year. We're diving deep. We're unlocking things. We're breaking chains. We're starting new habits. We're actually going to stick to the habits and make it real, fun, easy and realistic. But it is going to take some decisions to set yourself up and change your environment. So if you are trying to get rich, if you're trying to make more money, if you're trying to start a business, like, you know that your time is valuable. So the celebrity gossip, the hanging out with people that are not adding to your energy or to your time, that really sounds like a bee, and it just like is scaring me. But the aimless scrolling, the scrolling is sucking up your life force energy. It is sucking away your minutes on this planet. And you don't want to look back and be like, dang, I could have started a business 5 years ago, but I was scrolling. Like, is scrolling going to be your God? So it says, you're very motivational. Do you have an Instagram page so I can follow? Absolutely. Yeah. It's at CianaSingh. So it's my same profile name. And also, if you click the description, there's a link. If you scroll down throughout the description, there's a link to my Instagram. Also, if you go to my main page of the YouTube, I have it linked at right below. Like, there's so many places that it is. So you'll be able to find me pretty easy. So definitely make sure to tap in. And again, this is we're talking about taking things to the next level. And what I was saying earlier, this is my ebook guide, and I'm actually going to get this printed out. Can you guys see it? Oh my God, that just sounds so scary. This is my ebook guide. Okay. So this is what's going to unlock you to the next level. It's worth 2 Starbuckses. Skip the Starbucks for 2 days. Get this ebook guide. I've been in the game for 20 years with health, fitness, mindfulness. I've done it all. I've tried it all. I have unlocked it for myself. This book actually created itself because women were asking me what I do. And then they were like, oh my gosh, I applied what you told me to do and it worked. And so I put it in the ebook. So it's there if you're trying to get to the next level. And it's also, what I like about my ebook is it's not only going to unlock some health things for you, but then it's going to just set you up for success for other habits that you can build. Because when you get better sleep, when you're working out, you get more energy, right? You get healthier. Then it pours into being able to start another business, or pour into, having better relationships, or pouring into your love life with your partner, or pouring into, bettering yourself in general. Like it unlocks different areas for you. So definitely tap in. I do have another ebook coming that's going to be like a part 2 to this. So that's really cool as well. Also, my calendar. If you are somebody that's not organized, this calendar, you guys, like, how cool is the hyperlink digital calendar that I have? Very interactive. It's so interactive. It's so easy. So you're going to want to make sure to click that below as well and check that out. I got this calendar, was obsessed with it, and I was able to start providing it for you guys, offering it to you guys for 50% off. So I'm the only one who has this hyperlinked calendar for 50% off. So you're going to want to make sure to get it on immediately before I put it back up to full price at the end of the month. So yeah, so me and my mom, we're going to continue to walk. My mom is 63 years old. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. Ooh, I mean, look how gorgeous my mom is, you guys. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's wild.
I'm working on it.
So my mom has lost 40 pounds. I've been a part of that journey. I've actually helped my mom lose 40 pounds. That's how I know when I'm talking about works, because I helped my mom do it. I've done it with myself, but obviously me being younger, it's a little easier. Let's just be honest. When you're in your late 50s, your 60s, I'm like, if I can help my mom lose weight at that stage in life, she has a ton of life left. But at this stage, we know how it is postmenopausal, what our hormones do and things like that. So I've helped my mom unlock some things for herself to where she lost 40 pounds. So tap in with my page, make sure to subscribe. If you have any other questions that you think of later, definitely come back to this video. I read all of my comments. I'm very serious about building this community. Again, if you want to support my channel, I have my Cash App and my PayPal down below. It all pours back into my channel. I love that you guys are on this journey with me to getting healthier, more fit, upping our game in our wellness, up-leveling our game in our mindfulness and our spirituality. I talk a lot about spirituality. What's your opinion? What's your opinion about kids playing violent video games? So my personal opinion, this is not, obviously I'm not a mother yet. I'm manifesting my children. But my view, my vantage point of the world is that it's horrible. I think that there is benefits to some video games under certain restricted guidelines. So time restricted guidelines, and also parents making sure that they're paying attention to things like that. But this is the thing, like when I was young, my mom let me and my brother and my cousin, we played video games all the time. We played Sega Genesis. I'm dating myself, but we played the Nintendo. The games were like actually helping us, right? Because it was helping us learn like motor skills. It was helping us overcome obstacles. It was helping us, when you were playing Super Mario, you were figuring out how to it was interactive, and it was actually like helping us level up. But just games where you're just shooting up stuff, you are what you do. So let me repeat that. Some of you guys probably went over your head. You are what you do. So eventually, like just shooting games for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, what is that really doing psychologically? I don't want to get banned on YouTube for saying, shooting. But so that's my personal opinion. I know that's like off topic, but I'm happy to answer questions. That's just my personal opinion. I think that if it makes sense for what your child's going to do, like if they want to go to the military, or if it's restricted, if it's like, okay, for an hour's time, they're able to overcome obstacles, they're able to figure out things. Like I used to play Tomb Raider, right? Tomb Raider is a really good example. Like, I forgot her name on Tomb Raider, but it was a shooting game. But we played for an hour and like that was it. Like I didn't become the game, right? So I think a lot of the kids that are just doing hours and hours of shooting, it's very scary to see what that's going to look like in 30 years from now. So that's just my personal opinion. I'm not really huge on that and diving deep into those topics. But I personally, when I have children, those things will be regulated and they will be time restricted. And I will be actually paying attention to see, okay, what is this actually doing for my child? Like, is it enhancing their accuracy? Is it gonna, like, what is it gonna do? If it's not enhancing them in some kind of way, probably wouldn't be something that I would allow them to do. And then if they're an adult, that's something different. Like if they're an adult, you can do whatever you want at over 18. I mean, that's on you. But children, I definitely think should be regulated with that. What do you think, Mom?
Yep, I totally agree.
Yeah. So
I taught you well.
I mean, yeah, we play video games, but it was we weren't allowed to play on them for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
So Street Fighter was another one that we played. But again, like the ones, I feel like the video games back then, it was like you were conquering something and like you were like achieving an award. And then even though you would maybe lose a level several times, it was like you knew how to unlock something. You knew how to like your eye became better, like with looking at like, oh, there's a secret little treasure over there. This can, it was like, it was
brain teasers.
Yeah, like a brain teaser. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It was a brain teaser. So the video games now that I've seen, it's just straight, like they're just,
right.
I don't want to get flagged on YouTube, but that's what all they're doing. They just have this up and they're just, okay, well, what are you learning? So
yeah,
that's that. So, all right, guys, me and my mom are going to continue to walk, and, you know, lose some weight. And we're also getting vitamin D. So I would also to encourage you to get outside. Like this year, don't just work out in under fake lighting, fake, you know, a fake environment, which is a gym. A gym is technically a fake environment. So I love the gym, but, you know, it is beautiful and nice to get ground with the grass, ground with the trees, you know, to hug a tree, touch a tree, you know, just say some prayers, do a meditative walk, and just really think about your week and what you want to empty out, what you want to accomplish for this week, you know, do some introspection and some reflection. And, you know, this is part of up leveling your life too, is doing things that, like, you know, is going to feed your soul, and it's going to starve out your soul from things that are vices and things that are, you know, keeping you down, like bad food, bad sugar, you know, sugars, the alcohol, the smoking. Go on meditative walks, connect with nature, connect with the sun, talk to God, talk to your higher self. So, all right, that's really it. And
Well
make
said.
sure to subscribe and catch me on the next one. Bye.